Hi everybody, I'm Todd Bailey with SEOservices.com with a very special video today. I'm joined with Danelsy Medrano, who is a SEO project manager. Thank you very much for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
I thought this was such a great topic for us to discuss as a project manager. I've been a project manager in my experience as well, and often clients have these expectations regarding campaigns. So we wanted to talk a little bit about client expectations. So when we're kicking off an SEO campaign, what are some of the initial steps that a client could expect?
Sure. Well, initiating the campaign, things to take into consideration. It's communication with the client, just assuring that we understand their business. It's key. Understanding the target audience, the industry. Once we have that first communication within the first phone call, then we go into performing a keyword research. Takes about 3 to 5 business days, just trying to make sure we grasp into what the client is really about, understand the competition, and choose the best terms to suit the campaign overall. Those are going to be the test. We're going to be test based on that. That's going to be our performance, and that's what the client is pretty much paying for, getting there based on what we choose.
Yeah, it's definitely an important process, and that's certainly what they would expect up front. So how involved is the client? Seems like a lot of things that we're doing up front with competitive and keyword analysis. How involved are they in that process, and what's the communication like?
Sure, it could be a bit overwhelming for some clients, but they're involved 100%. Without them, we're not able to proceed with any changes with anything about the campaign in general. So when it comes to, let's say, approving keywords to move forward, approving documents, approving on-site changes, just pretty much on a regular basis. This is a one-on-one project where we want to make sure they feel comfortable and they understand from start to finish what they should expect at the end of each month, basically.
That's great. Communication is certainly important, and I could imagine that there's a certain level of education that's going on while that is being done. You mentioned articles and blog posts and on-site. Why don't you talk a little bit about how those tasks get spread out through a month and how they get completed?
As far as the task itself, they get distributed through the month. SEO is a natural progression process, basically. So the more updates you perform on your site and the more times you're going to get indexed, the more fresh content that search engines and crawlers are going to grasp, basically. So it's an ongoing process. Each campaign will take place on a 30-day basis. So we got 30 days with one strategy, and based on the results, then we go on to a new strategy based on what we accomplished so far and how far we've gotten. Basically.
Wow, that is a great answer. Freshness, getting more content out there, and then taking a look at the end of the month and evaluating the data, what's been done, what you're going to do next, and what you expect and forecast for results.
For sure.
So I'm a client, and results. I want results. How quick, how often do you hear that from clients?
If I had a penny for each time I heard that one, oh Lord, I will not even be here right now. It's unbelievable the amount of time I hear that, and I actually understand. From a client perspective, you're putting money out there with the economy the way it is. You want to see things moving, but as far as expecting results, we have to understand that the first month of campaign is a setup month. We got to see what we're working with first and how much we can get accomplished within those 30 days. Based on how much we get accomplished, that will determine how far we'll get in rankings. So as far as, let's say, timing, I'll give out and say, okay, maybe within the first 3 months we expect to see some movement throughout. Now, some keywords actually will perform better than others, but that's I'm pretty sure monitoring on a regular basis of how things are going and changing strategies based on what we get pretty much on a weekly basis or monthly basis.
Yeah, a lot of variables involved with competition of the keywords, the search volume of the keywords.
For sure.
So certainly I can understand that. How long should the client wait? Let's say they do get some results and maybe we want to think about some new keywords. How long should they wait before switching keywords?
I recommend them waiting about 6 months. I think 6 months is a good number for us to put in perspective how much we've accomplished so far. And again, we have to monitor on a regular basis how things are going, to be able to determine whether it's a good time or not. But I think 6 months, it's great timing to make the change.
I think that's a good point. 6 months is a great time to give the bots enough time to absorb the content. We do have to consider seasonality in e-commerce where it might be a shorter lifespan, but certainly give it some time when you're putting this work in for SEO. So Danelsy, again, thank you very much. I appreciate you
Thanks
coming,
again.
and you could tell it is still our holiday season, so
I
happy
see.
holidays
Well,
to you.
thanks. Happy holidays to you as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Again, I'm Todd Bailey with SEOservices.com.